Okay, I think we're good to go then. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. As I say, we'll go through the content that we've got prepared, and then we've got a Q&A section at the end. So yeah, we'll stop the recording and then have time for questions then. We've got 30 minutes, so we will be stopping after 30 minutes, but if we don't manage to get to your question, then we'll follow up separately or we'll provide some details for you to send us an email or a message afterwards. Okay, great. Anna, if you wouldn't mind moving to the next slide, that'd be great. Thank you. So just a bit about what we do as a business before we introduce ourselves, and I hand over to Anna to give us a bit of an insight into the senior software engineer role. What we do as a business, we are public sector technology delivery experts. So there's quite a lot of detail on this slide here, but just wanted to give everybody an insight into what we do, because I think it's important context for what Anna will say about her role in the organisation. We work with, forward-thinking leaders to modernise legacy technology and working practices, and accelerate digital and technology delivery. And you can see here our commitment to, creating outcomes, positive change in society, and our commitment to quality as well. So, as I say, Anna will talk a bit more about how we do this for our clients, and what our senior software engineers do and how their role plays into that. And next slide, please, Anna. Thank you. And just a little bit about our services as well. So as you can see, the type of work that we do for our clients is really varied, and it makes it a great environment for learning and development, because our teams can get exposure to working on different types of projects with varied clients. I won't run through all of these sections, but if you would like to see some examples of work that we've done and clients that we've worked with, we've got a great section of our website on case studies, so you can see some of the work that we've done previously on there. Thank you very much. Next slide. So yeah, just our intro to us. We'll be delivering this presentation. So I work in the talent acquisition and mobility team. I've been at Made-Tech for just under 3 years now, I think, and I've been in the people space for about 8 years. I love learning about people's careers and hearing particularly about their journeys into tech. And I work with the cloud and engineering team at the moment to hire, and I work on both external hiring and internal mobility as well. And I'll hand over to Anna to introduce herself.
Thanks, Bethan. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Anna. I'm a senior software engineer at Made-Tech. And I didn't start off on a typical software engineering pathway per se. I studied geophysics at university and then went on to do a graduate software development training scheme at a different company, and then moved to Made-Tech in July 2023. Anna, if I could have the next slide, please. So yeah, I joined in as a mid-level engineer, and when I joined Made-Tech, I was looking for kind of 3 things that I didn't have at my previous place of employment. Firstly was greater variety in my work. Secondly was more people interaction, and thirdly was more growth or progression opportunities. So since I've joined, I've worked on 3 different projects. So one of which was building an application from scratch, and for this we used Kotlin and TypeScript, which I hadn't worked with before, and it was deployed with Kubernetes, which I had experience in. I've done what we call a discovery project, where you're not actually building an application, but for a client you're assessing the technical landscape or setup that they currently have to suggest improvements. And a third project I've been on has been improving an existing application, which is in C# and JavaScript and uses the Azure ecosystem. So I've had a lot of exposure to a lot of different technologies, which you get with a consultancy because all the clients are different. And we're always working in a way which adds as much value as possible for the client. So we are regularly communicating with them in ways that works for them and us, and that's key to our successful development. So I've definitely had more people interaction with different clients and trying to understand what their needs are and how we can best meet them. And as a result of all of the exposure that I'd had and the growth, which yeah, growth in my skills and my confidence, I was promoted to senior in October this year. So yeah, I had actually applied previously for this same promotion, but was unsuccessful. But the feedback I got really helped me see areas for improvement, and it felt like people were really invested in helping me get to the next level, which was yeah, really nice. If I could have the next slide, please, Anna. So yeah, we thought we'd do a little bit of an overview of what it's like to work at Maytech. And I thought I would just give what my perspective on what the some of the best things are. And I think like overall, the people that are at Maytech, there's a real people focus. So um, everyone genuinely wants to help, and we're trying to help the client. People are happy to help you if you have any questions. Everyone is just genuinely lovely, which is was the main takeaway from my interview process when I first applied, and has just been the same ever since. We also have three lovely offices, one in Bristol, one in Manchester, and one in London, which are dog friendly, as you can see. And we have hybrid working. So I've been mostly from home, but I do go to the offices probably once a month. But also, depending on the client, you might have requirements to be in a little bit more. But some clients, there are less requirements on that. Bethan, did you have anything you wanted to add with what's it like to work in tech?
Yeah, thank you, Anna. I think the main thing for me, just to kind of follow on from what you were saying there, is the kind of culture of collaboration that we have, and everybody is friendly, and we kind of work as one team. Whether that's whether you're in a technical role or a non-technical role, and everybody's working towards the same aims, which is really lovely. And, that creates this kind of really vibrant atmosphere internally. We communicate a lot with each other on Slack, and everybody is always asking questions and kind of helping each other out. So it's just a really nice kind of collaborative atmosphere. So yeah, that's the only thing I'd add.
Yeah, I agree. Next slide, please, Anna. So yeah, we thought we'd give a little bit of a few pointers on what kind of what kind of things we're looking for the senior software engineer role. So a key one is testing, in that we as much as possible we work in a test-driven development way, and that means that ideally we would like people with experience of working like that, but if not, somebody who's understands what it means and perhaps has practiced it at home or something like that. Experience with databases and working with APIs and a variety of languages is really important, and that's largely because a lot of our clients will have different tech stacks, so as much breadth of experience as possible is valuable. But it is also true that you will learn those as you go on different projects, which is why the next point is important. Keen learners, people who can pick up things quickly and are willing to put in the effort to get up to speed on different things. System design knowledge is important because, as you will have heard from the projects I've done, some of them you might be starting from scratch, and some of them you're looking to improve what's existing there. So an understanding of how parts fit together in an application and what might be better or worse, or the trade-offs of those things, is definitely a valuable skill. A lot of the technologies we work with are deployed in the cloud, so cloud experience is really, really useful. And consultancy skills, and when we say this, we mean you don't have to have had professional experience of working in a consultancy, but that you understand the idea of working collaboratively with a client and communicating around that. Bethan, did you have anything you wanted to add on this slide?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Nothing specific to add there. Just on that last point around the consultancy skills, we definitely don't want to give the impression that we are looking for, just looking for people who've come from that consultancy background. So just to reiterate that point, I think you can develop those skills in lots of different environments. And for us, the right motivations is really the most important thing, and that kind of links into the keen learners element as well. So you might have been working in one business with a fixed tech stack, and but if you've got that kind of hunger to learn and expand your knowledge, then that's a really valuable asset for us.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you a little bit about the application process. So yeah, we're talking a lot here about the senior software engineer role, and we want to give a bit of insight as to our interview process. So the first thing that will happen after you submit an application is that it's reviewed, usually by me. So it's reviewed by a talent acquisition specialist. Applications are always reviewed by a human, it's important to say. I will, if you're successful, I'll invite you to a screening call, which will usually last around 30 minutes. This is an informal discussion, which is an exploration of your experience, your motivations, but it's also a really good opportunity to ask questions about what life is like at Made Tech, about the role, and anything clarifying that you need to know. It's really important that you get a good sense of, what it will be like from this call as well. So that's the purpose of the screening call. Then, if you're successful, we'd move ahead to the first stage interview, which is our technical interview. Now, we have recently released a blog post, which is all about our technical interview, which provides some good insights. So yeah, definitely check that out if you're interested. But in a nutshell, there's two exercises at our first stage interview. One focuses on system design, and one focuses on pair programming. So in the system design task, we will present you with a scenario, and then we'll ask you to sketch out a high-level diagram of the components to deliver that service. Then we'll move into pair programming, and we'll pair you with one of the interviewers, and we'll ask you to write some code. But in that pairing session, we definitely want to see use of test-driven development methodology, and good communication. So asking questions and then responding to the feedback that you get. You can do that in any language that you feel comfortable working in, but my advice is usually to choose something that you're really comfortable working in. Choose something where it's going to be easy for you to demonstrate what we're looking for. Then at the final stage interview, that's more focused on values and behaviours and alignment to our business values and behaviours. So we'll discuss things like consultancy skills, so working with stakeholders. There are some technical questions, but there's no tasks to complete in that final interview. And on timings, both of these interviews are an hour, and they're with two members of the team. So again, it's a really good place to ask questions and get an insight into the culture of Made Tech and how we work as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about our interview process anyway. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of all the content that we wanted to cover, but we definitely want to open this up to questions. So if there's anything that anybody would like to ask Anna about her role in the organisation, or the interview process or application process, or anything else, we'd love to hear from you. And yeah, like Anna said, feel free to put any questions in the chat if you prefer, and we'll stop the recording as well, just so we can open it up a little bit.